Okay. Painting, painting, and more painting, right? Hadn't it been what everything I've done the last few episodes? But, you know, I'm trying to get all this stuff done, so y'all just have to bear with me. Speaking of painting, I was building a little printer stand tonight with some elm I had bought just for that purpose. And I was staining it black so it matches the rest of my office furniture. So that's out drying on the back deck. Luckily, I managed to get the bulk of the stain off my hands, so I'm not a mess. But, you know, it's all painting, right? Let's see, how horrid is that for y'all? That's like fairly horrid. We need a little... Oh, I know what it is. This light up here has been tilted. So I don't have as much light hitting me. There we go. So I'm going to paint the foundations of these two Yuan-Ti Malisons. And then I think I'm going to do the silver dots on the chest cuirass of our white to finish up the other knight's projects. And then we will start doing some fresh painting here once those are done. Yeah, that's just not enough light for me to see by. Sorry, y'all. I've got to at least get his foundation done. Hey, Sam. Come in here and just randomly kiss me on the elbow. So I did the top coat of my printer stand. So when I get done streaming this evening, I'm going to go out and flip it over. It should be dry enough to get away with it, that. And do the bottom coat. And then tomorrow night I can put it under my laser printer and call it done. And start storing my paper and stuff underneath the printer. So that I can quit using space in my credenza for paper and supplies. Yeah, the music is very relaxing. So I'm just kind of hanging out and painting tonight. So I'll show y'all this here in a minute as I get the foundation done. Yeah, I try to pick something relaxing to listen to while I'm streaming, and since I have a Sirenscape subscription for music for my D&D games, it's just great to grab one of their playlists and crank it up. Okay, so here we go. I'll get this close into... Ah! No rolling paintbrushes tonight. So this is our Yuan-Ti Malison. And his foundation. I guess I need to put it over there a little more where you can see it. And I did the other one. You know, I could do this like I did last time. But the autofocus doesn't catch real well, it seems like. So, there you go. Let's push them aside, let them dry. You know, I did get done with the werebear and the wereboar last time, so let's just stick them over here on the shelf to get them out of our way. And the flesh golems. Let's touch up this white. I'm going to go ahead and throw that into the paint brush cleaner. And then we are going to do those little tiny dots on his cuirass. Let's see, I need the finest pointed thing I've got, which is going to be a rubber nib and some mithril silver. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to try to do tonight? Let's do this. Sorry if I'm making y'all nauseous. I'm trying to adjust it. Let's see, does that put me right there? There you go. Now y'all be able to see some detail what I'm doing. And I'll be cussing when I have to adjust that camera again later. Because that thing is a bear on that overhead gantry. Okay. That's probably way more silver than I'm going to need tonight. And let's get rid of this stray husky hair that has landed on my desk. So I put in some lights last night, and I used the adhesive double-sided tape that came with them, which didn't stick. Well, they fell overnight, and I guess some Lego minifigs got knocked off the shelves, and I didn't realize it. I found a destroyed Jango Fett minifig this evening. So that got chewed up by Rocky and spit out. And then I am missing a Mandalorian minifig. I'm assuming it got swallowed and eaten. And then my displacer beast, which displacers have 6 legs. Well, my displacer now has 5, because apparently one fell off when it got hit. And I'm assuming Rocky ate that too. So sooner or later, one of my pups is going to have to pass. Some Legos. You know, the reason I have glasses is because my depth perception, amongst my other vision problems, is shit. So, trying to touch something this small with something very fine pointed, yeah, isn't one of my strong suits. So, and I'm sorry if my fat head keeps getting in y'all's way. So, it is what it is. You know, maybe if I use the magnifier light. That just makes my depth perception 10 times worse. We're just amplifying it. Yeah, that's not working. You know what? We're going to leave his cuirass black. We're not going to worry about the silver dots on his cuirass, because that's just not going to work for me. I either need like 20x magnification for my glasses, or just recognize that that's going to be impossible for me to paint and let it go. You know what I mean? So let's just fix all the mistakes I just made. And call that a day. Lesson learned. There are some levels of detail I am not capable of accomplishing with a paintbrush. Okay, that being said, we have 6 more Yuan-Ti to paint tonight. We have 2 Malisons here. that are snake heads with human torsos and legs. And then I have some purebloods that are actually humanoid figures. So my goal is to get these 6 done tonight. Now, let's see what we can accomplish, shall we? I need a short throw brush because I'm going to do these upper scaly things first. These things creep me out. I like the purple for the snake people. I also like the really deep turquoise color that I've painted a few of them. His mouth is going to need to be pink and his tongue's going to need to be red. So I'm not going to get excessive with this purple while going around his mouth area, because those will have to be done yet. Alright, and then this arm, the arm carrying the shield, needs to be done in purple, as does the forearm behind the leather straps on the shield where his hand is at. Well, that's going to be fun to paint. You'll get to hear me fuss about it. Okay, so we've got his upper torso done. I'm going to push him aside. Oh, I missed the top of his head. You can just pretend he's got a bald spot. I'm going to leave him right there where y'all can see him with that camera zoomed in. It's great because you can see every mistake I make tonight as I make it. No, I'm sure there'll be plenty of mistakes, but that's not why I did that. I did that to make it a little bit more pleasant viewing experience. Watching me paint something so damn small you can't tell what it is on camera can't be fun. I'd fall asleep watching it. Not gonna lie. A little bit of overpaint in the areas around I'm doing is not gonna kill me because I've got to come in and paint the other pieces, so I'm not worried about that right now. When I come in around that later, I will come in with a finer point brush and tweak it. the knuckles. You know, I missed the knuckles on the other one. It's the other reason I paint minis in pairs, is because if I miss something, I'll catch it typically on the second one, and I can go back and fix it on the first one. Okay. So, we need to get his head, and then the neck. He's a snake. He's mostly all neck, right? Okay, upper torso on these two dudes is done. And we will knock out their chest. And then I can do their boots, their breeches, the shield. Okay. So let's do this. I don't think I'm going to need the purple again. At least not with the big brush. Oh, we picked up a follower. Thank you. Whoever decided to follow tonight. Alright. We are going to do some flesh tone for their chest. Fair skin. These creatures are outside a lot. What do we got choice-wise? Flesh, fair skin or ruddy skin? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these two. To kind of get a mid complexion for these guys. Let's mix this stuff up. Bob Ross, I am not. Alright, let's get in there and paint their upper torso. These dudes are stacked and ripped. I'm counting ribs here, bro. I'll just be happy to get myself down to where I want to be weight-wise. I'm halfway where I want to be. I've lost roughly 30 pounds. I want to lose about another 30 more, get me down into the 160, 165 range. I'm working it slowly but surely. Some days are better than others, just depending on what I eat. Everything in moderation, which is probably life in general for 80% of us. Okay. Okie dokie. His torso is done. His upper torso. Let's get the other dude going. And then we would do probably the lower boots, because I'm going to have to get up here close to where I'm painting now to do his breeches. And One color wet paint against another color wet paint makes a third color of wet paint, which I try to avoid mixing prematurely. If I'm mixing, I mix with purpose, not on accident. Okay, let's go do some boots. Boots I want to do in Minotaur hide as a nice ruddy brown. Let's get some of that in here. Do these boots. These boots are made for walking. Short stroke brush so that I'm not getting paint everywhere. You know what? I do have this handy dandy painting stand that I can snap these guys into. Makes it a little easier for me to hold them without touching wet paint. Sure, it also makes it a little easier for y'all to see what I'm doing. You know what I didn't do tonight? I normally put my chat window up on the teleprompter in front of me, but I did not do that tonight. But I am kind of keeping an eye on chat. I just have to glance to my screen on the left. So if you say something and it's delayed, just understand I'm probably looking ahead instead of looking to the left, where I should kind of moderate myself to do both. Okay. Yeah, I almost lost it. You saw that, right? Like, way to go, Butterfingers! Let's get this other boot done. And then we can go do the other guy's boot and then come back and do breeches, because the adjoining paint layer should be dry, where I can get in there and go nuts. Oh, I am on call, so if the on-call phone rings, which comes in through my cell phone, I will have to pause the stream and deal with duty calling. But maybe tonight we'll get lucky and not have any on-calls. But they do happen from time to time, so y'all just be understanding and bear with me. I'll leave the music playing and put a placard up that I'll be back shortly and go deal with business. It is what it is. Okay. His boots are done. Now, since he's on the stand, I'm going to just hand do this one. I get done with this tonight, I'm going to go finish painting my printer stand that's sitting on the back deck on the picnic table. I need to flip it over and do the bottom, and that way it'll be good and cured and dry when I get home from work tomorrow night. And then I can put my printer on it and rearrange the last of the stuff I wanted to do in my office. But then I'll have little guys here, so quite as active with other stuff around the house when I'm engaged entertaining. Okay. Let's get the top of this boot done. And I just did his jeans on accident, or his pants, whatever you want to call them. Let's do the other boot. This is relaxing, so I'm not allowed to overstimulate myself tonight. It'd be like Monday night where I tried to go to bed and flipped and flopped for 3 hours before I finally decided to hell with it and just got up and stayed up until 3 a.m. and then the alarm clock went off at 4. I said a few choice things that were inappropriate to my alarm clock and slept another hour. I was a little late for work as a result, but I figured it was better be late than wrapped around a tree someplace because I fell asleep from lack of sleep driving into Houston. My boss is at least understanding, and he also knows that if the phone had rang for work, I would have woke up and answered it even in that state. So it's a nice thing about having a very understanding boss. Okay. Boots are done. What do we got on these two critters? Oh, he did not stay glued to his stand very good. It's no bueno. I think he's getting the black boots. And I think these two are getting the turquoise. Now see, that's a human wearing snake armor. He's got like a snake head helmet on. And he's got like a regular body. We're gonna do their snake armor in the turquoise color. As soon as I find it. And do a little bit of painting. Okay. So he's got some interesting like some shoulder plate, like some half plate armor on that is snake skin texture. So we're going to do it in snake skin color. Make him look like a regular badass. So one of my family friends, I say family friends because, you know, my whole family knows them. They're the Mitchells that live out in Glendale, east of Trinity, had a house fire here a few weeks ago, and their house burnt to the ground. Now, Danny and Alice are both retired, and so retired educators. So they do have a GoFundMe site set up for them. Because even with insurance, you know, you've still got to come up with a significant chunk. It's typically 1%, but when you lose everything you own on a house, you know, the value of a house, 1% of a couple $100K is still a chunk of money you have to come up with. So, but they do have a GoFundMe set up. So if anybody is interested in that link, let me know. I will share it with you. I was moved to address it this morning as I was going to work. You know, I got to work and I'm like, this is on my heart. I need to deal with it. And so I dived into that this morning. But I also want to share that too, because I know a lot of folks that know them that also flip in and out of my stream frequently. So if you're inclined, just message me and I will share the link details with you. Luckily, they were not seriously hurt. I think Danny did have some burns, and they did life flight him, but he is recovering. Alice is fine. I don't think she had any burns. All their animals were safe, and so they were really blessed in that situation, and I'm glad that that's how things turned out. So, okay, we will come back and do his hands or his gloves in a different color. You know what? There is an awful lot of surface here that has like a snake-like texture to it. Let's paint it, and then we will come back and we will do accent colors. Like his sash, I will probably come back and do his sash in a brass color. Or a gold, just to give it a serious accent. And we picked up another follower. Thank you. I always appreciate new followers. Slowly building up. So yeah, just doing a little mini painting tonight. I've been doing a lot of mini painting for like the last 2 weeks because I've had a lot of minis piling up, and I'm like, I need to paint these little devils. My players don't mind playing with gray minis when we play to represent the baddies, but I'm like, yeah, that bothers my OCD. We have got to address that. So yeah, here we are painting minis out the wazoo. And then you know what? Then they want to go back to playing online. We played a couple face-to-face games. Now they're like, okay, let's go back to online play. I'm like, I hate y'all because I just did all these minis up. But no, I actually enjoy the game, so it doesn't matter to me whether we play online or we play face-to-face, as long as we get to play, as long as we try to stick with it. I've been playing D&D since high school, which for me has been a long, long time ago. And then I took a break from it for a couple years. Did introduce my sons to it when they were growing up. And so one of my sons definitely has got the bug from his father. Excuse me. Because he is one of my players. Okay. We will come and do his sash in a little bit. Let's move that one over. This dude is off his base, which is going to make me crazy. Okay, get the skull, the snake skull on top of his head first. I really have enjoyed painting the Yuan-ti. That's not a monster that I had played previously. I have enjoyed their little nasty asses, and painting them has been a lot of fun because, think about the colors of snakes, and different color snakes can be, and the patterns you see in nature, and so you can get really kind of creative with it. I know I did the two guys the other night with black coils for their snake body, but I've done turquoise now. I've done some purple, so it's been fun doing them. I haven't done a green. I just have not had an interest in doing a green colored snake. I did do that frog hemoth the other night in a green and then like a slime color. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, let's not get crazy with the gloves. Whoops. But I do want to get the sections of his sash that have what looks like the scale armor exposed. knock that out. And then we will double back to the other two and do a little painting on them. Okay. All right. There is some undersection that needs to be touched with this turquoise. Okay. Let's take and step back from him for a few minutes. Drop that paintbrush in the cleaner. Swirl those around a little bit so I know they're not just messy as all get. Oh yeah. Speaking of messy, watch me make one. Tonight for a limited time only. Alright. Let's do the breeches and the shield. I want to do the shield first because we're going to do it in a mahogany brown color. Give them a little round wooden shield. But, you know, brown could be the base coat. Since it does have rings on it, I could try to get fancy and do the rings in different colors. But after my little experiment with the white a little while ago with the silver dots, the silver, you know, accents on his cuirass, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how creative I'm feeling about that tonight, that's for sure. So I'll have to do those buckles. Got that. I'll grab him by his weapon because I did paint those the other day when I was doing some other silvers. And get in here with this. Oops, somebody put something in the chat. Come on, mamas. My girl dog is coming in behind me to put in an appearance. Do you need some food? Let me put some food. Now, mind you, we had beef fajitas for dinner. She had beef fajita meat, so she's not hungry. But it is that time of the evening where food goes in the bowl, whether we're hungry or not. So I would be negligent in my doggy daddy duties otherwise. Huh, girl? She'd be like, I want a new owner. No, she doesn't, because her daddy spoils her and puts up with her crazy butt. Okay. Now these weapons these dudes are carrying, it's almost like a long spear with a vine wrapped around it. So I think I want to do it in a brown base and then do the vine in green. So let me contemplate that with this brown, since I've already got it out for those shields. Because I can go ahead and do this and come back and do the green highlights on it, which I think would be awesome. Of course, I could leave it brown too. Okay, I need to get this paint where I can see what I'm dipping into. Sing it. Alright, I'll have to do their gloves. I think I'm going to do their gloves in a black. Oh, it just dawned on me, it's not a vine wrapped around it, it is a snake figure wrapped around the staff. So a green would definitely go good here. Make it a green snake. With a few times I will actually make a green snake for this campaign. Okay, let's sit him down and get the other one and get his staff color done. Tomorrow being Thursday is my last day in Houston for the week. Unless something comes up and I'm called in. But that doesn't happen very, very often. Usually when it does, I know in advance that there's going to be a schedule change for a special event. So this past Sunday was an oddity because we were trying to get laptops ready for our Windows 11 pilot launch. So Jeff and I went in and imaged the laptops for quite a few hours. Sunday, not Saturday, Sunday. I think I might have said Saturday, but it was Sunday. I had already done Mother's Day with my mom on Saturday because it's the day I spend most of my time with her that day. So she gets her Mother's Day a little early just as a result of how our schedule plays out. Okay. Excuse me. When I come back to do the snake coiled around the haft of this spear, I'm probably going to have to use a fine point nib to do that. Could leave it a brown snake. Alright, let's put him down. Alright, I think that's enough brown on them. What about these folks? What is she carrying? Looks like a musical instrument of some sort. Okay, going back to my original dudes, let's do some clothing. him some tan breeches. Some breeches. Okay, and then he has a massive buckle or emblem on the waistband of his belt or sash, whatever that is. Oh Lord, Carmen made a mess. Alright. Got his done. And then we will get this one done. See if we can get this painted. Okay. So we still got to do his face, his mouth, and his tongue. I think we will do pink in the mouth and red on the tongue. That almost completes him. And that was the goal, so. Okay. Got anything over? You know what? I'm going to do his sash in the same tan color. Almost treat it like it's a uniform type color. So we are going through the Tomb of Annihilation. And the city, the lost city of Omu, is teeming with Yuan-ti. It is a Yuan-ti stronghold. Whether or not they are there of their own accord or at the accord of the Lich god Acererak, who knows? I don't think the story says. And that's okay. We can improvise. But I treat them almost like a military organization in terms of their occupation of the city. And so having them some consistent colors for their clothing kind of lends itself well to that. Okay. So his sash just needs a touch up around the back of the belt. There we go. And then the front is done. Okay. Looks rather good, I think. Yep, except if you're dropping. I do have some silver already in my paint tray, so I'm going to silver his weapon here in a minute. I just want to go ahead and get the other one sashed done. Okay. Need a little more paint on my brush than that. So I'm sure tomorrow I will have some folks that with their Windows 11 machines that I'll have to follow up and check in with and make sure everything's running all right. Okay, his sash is done, although I do see some spots under his arms that need to be touched up. I think he is good. Alright, let's do, since I've got the silver out already and it's just sitting there drying, let's silver their weapons real quick so that it's done. Hey, little bit. Rocky, what are you doing? What are you doing, puppy? You just trying to stay out of the way when Sissy's in trouble, huh? Okay. Weapons have been silvered. I need to brass those buckles, put some pink in his mouth, and then red his tongue on both of these guys. Although he does have a spot on the back of his shield that is just a splotch of purple that needs to be readdressed. Okay, that touch-up is done. I still have two purebloods that need something done to them. But we're going to come back to them in a minute. Let's get the pink mouth done on the snake people. I'm looking for Flumph Pink. shake it good. See, to me, this looks more like an orange. An orangish pink, but it is what it is. Alright, we need something really, really fine pointed to get into their mouths. Okay. That one is done. We'll have to come back and do the red snake tongue. And do these other dudes have their mouths open? Because I think they do. No, they just have their faces. It's a human face and a snake armor. So let's grab that ruddy skin color and do their faces in there. Get their hands. Or try to get their hands. Yeah, it's very relaxing. That's the reason I enjoy doing this. Now, how in the hell I got so overstimulated the other night that I was up till 3 a.m. from just painting miniatures. I know what it was, really. It was truthfully, it was because I had all this furniture and all this stuff that needed to be rearranged, and my brain was just like, okay, let's go do this. You're staying up until this is done, right? Well, I guess I am now. Okay, we've got to touch up some turquoise on these two guys. Let's get some fine point stuff going on here. Underside of the arm. Okay, we need to do something about his boots yet. Okay, and then I had gotten a little overpaint on his helm. That is now fixed. And this dude's arms. How did I miss his hands? I seriously missed this dude's hands. Painting them flesh colored. And I've already thrown that brush into the cleaner. Damn it. Okay. Fine point something or other. Put the turquoise away, because we're done with it. Let's get the flesh tone out. Get this guy's face done. he's watching. And yes, this is very relaxing. It's very peaceful. And it doesn't involve dealing with technology too much other than the equipment it takes to run the stream. So the software, which sometimes can be a pain in the butt. Alright, let's get the hands. And then I'm going to figure out how or if I'm going to do the green snake on the staff. I guess it's a spear because it has a blade on the end. Wouldn't that make it a spear instead of a staff? I think that qualifies it as a spear. The Yuan-ti are known for poisoning their blades. So, you can bet your ass you're going to be rolling saving throws against the effects of the poison if you get stabbed with this damn thing. A fact that has yet to terrify my characters that are playing. I will have to remedy that. Okay. So, ready for green on the snake. I still need to do something about their boots. I think we're going to do their boots in black. Probably time for me to clean some brushes to pull this off. Let's grab him. I'm running out of places that don't have wet paint on them to grab miniatures by. So the $64 million question, if I want to add a highlight color to the blades to represent the poison, do you use a black or do you use a green? And if you use a green, are you using a bright green? I feel like if you put a black highlight on a silver blade at this scale, it's not going to be visible. Same thing with a dark green. So I think if you're going to indicate poison on a blade by painting it a highlight, I would suggest a bright green color. I haven't decided I'm going to do that yet. But, you know, such savagery is not beneath me. Yep, I just heard my work laptop chime. Okay. Black boots it is. Let's get the black boots on this dude. And I have 2 more to paint tonight. Sitting to the side here. But I want to go ahead and get the boots done on these 2. Of course, this is the one that came off of his stand that he was super glued to, because I guess I did not use enough super glue. So I having to hold him by the skinny ass base. Trying to get him painted. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the Yonti of infested Omu. And I'm dropping minis. There we go. Gotta get the back of that boot. Good. And I think other than doing the snake on the staff, these two are done. I'm painting my finger more than I'm painting him. Okay. So, I have two here, totally unpainted. You do the red tongue on these two dudes. I think I'm going to touch that real fast and do that. How about a little succubus red? Oh, glistening blood? No. Succubus red it is. Where is the succubus red? Right here it is. Shake it. Put him into my paint tray. I don't need but a dot, because hell, we're painting a tongue. Oh, this looks like it's shot. Maybe we're not using succubus red. Glistening blood, maybe? Yeah, we're not using this. I think this paint is toast. Dragonfire red. Let's see if it looks any fresher than that hot mess. Shit! That came squirting out. Okay, we're using it. It's not foamy and it's not miscolored, so... Snake tongue. And I just got the tip of his nose on accident. Damn it. You are so wrong on so many levels. Okay. Let's do some quick color correction on the shield. Because I slot paint on his shield. Red paint at that, trying to get his tongue. I should be able to quick cover it with this. Okay. This dude, I don't think yeah, I did get a little red on his shield when I was getting his tongue, so. Alright. Time to clean some brushes and then do my last two minis of the evening. So, let me push all that back. That red needs to be thrown away, but I'm going to set it aside because I'm going to have to go buy a replacement for it. I'm due to refresh some of my paints anyway, so let's clean some brushes up and dry them. Come and get it. Okay, those 4 are clean. I think I see 3 more green brushes in here. I'm gonna have to refresh some paints and probably refresh some brushes too. Okay. And then I have a couple of these skinny brushes, and then I have all these fat brushes in here to continue with. That are a different series. I need to get a drink of water sitting next to me too. Okay, the nib goes back with them. The other brushes are clean. Rocky is laid out asleep behind me. I don't know. I'd probably have to turn the camera mount for y'all to see him. He is laid out here just chilling. He is a daddy boy. When I get home from work, he is my shadow from the time I get home until the time I go to bed. Well, they all are really, but he stays the closest physically to me. Being the youngest of my pack. I'm going to turn 8 in June. June 10th. Alright. Rockhound. You going night-night? No? Not going night-night? Not time for night-night? Okay, so she has some kind of instrument in her hand, and I'm assuming it's a wooden instrument. A lyre or something that looks like, you know, an instrument of that type. That probably needs to be brown. And then she has a dress on and a pair of boots. She has some nice, beautiful long hair that we're going to paint black. So let's do her hair first. And then we will do the instrument and then the boots. Hi, mamas. How are you? Snake woman, so we're going to give her some luxurious black hair. And I just gave her a black face too because I accidentally slopped paint. That's okay. We're going to come back and touch with flesh tone, so it's okay for now. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to get excitable about it. Okay. Got a luxurious head full of black hair. Alright, let's hit the instrument with some paint. What do we want to do? This is like an orangish brown. Might be a good finish for an instrument. Let's bring it back closer so I'm not painting my desk instead of my minis. Oh, looky there. It's amazing the level of detail that goes into this stuff, and you really don't see it until you start slapping some paint on it and get a little contrast going. I am so ready for the Ren Fest already this year. But more importantly, I'm also ready for Comic Palooza in Houston on Memorial Day weekend. Go play some D&D in H-Town. Okay, got her instrument. Now let's do her boots, and then we will come back and probably do her face and her one arm that is, or well, her two arms. Well, what color are we going to do her dress? I'm thinking I'm going to do her dress. I'm not going to do it in that turquoise, but I do want to do it in a blue, maybe Xanthar blue or ghostly blue. I want something that's kind of pale. Merfolk turquoise. I'm thinking Xanthar blue be a good color choice for her dress. Let's go ahead and mix that bad boy. But let's do her boots and get them done. Let's see. I want a good medium brush for this. And that brown right there will suffice for boot color. This girl got her some thigh highs on. AKA some shit kickers. Considering she could probably turn into a damn snake at will. Yeah, I'm not fucking with her. Bad bitches. Bad bitches. All right. Didn't take anything to do her boots. Let's get the other one and do her boots. Oh yeah. Boots are done. Let's get that face, that one exposed arm, and then the one arm behind the instrument. So we're going to throw some flesh tones at her real quick. Let's see, I'm going to use one of these master brushes. Although my skin tone paint seems to be drying up. Got to get those fingers on that instrument good. A little bit of paint. And then to where her sleeve rolls from her dress. And then her other hand is underneath the instrument. And we want to get that arm as well. To the shoulder. All right, I think that looks good. Let's get the other one in a similar fashion. Y'all want to hear me talk to myself? Wait till I got to get out the really fine point brush and dot their little white eyes. Do their little eyeballs. Yeah, you'll hear me carrying on then. I did it with the Tabaxi the other day and it actually turned out really good. Alright, let's get her fingers on the instrument now. And then get the hand underneath. And then we'll come back and do her dress. Excuse me. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know when that came up in conversation. I might have to hit rewind and go back and listen to myself. Okay. So, we're going to do a blue dress. I don't know what this feature is that I'm looking at here that she's carrying. Something attached to her dress, like a floral design. Oh, hell no. That is a skull of some sort. What are we doing? Are we carrying the skulls of our enemies? Shit fire. Okay, well, we've got some bleached bone skeleton paint. We will, yeah, she just became a whole new level of terrifying. Let's do that. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, I missed it. I missed it. Put the statuary next to the white where it belongs. Let's do this skull she's carrying. Just because it's creepy as fuck and I like that. I mean, it's the head of a creature. I thought maybe it was a Batiri, one of the jungle goblins. But, I mean, it's got the right size of skull or head, I guess. But doesn't have the right features. That's okay. Let's just throw some skeleton bone color on it. There you go, that's some badass shit. Alright, let's get the other one. Yeah, she just became a whole new level of badass when I realized she's carrying a head on her waistband. Snake witch woman. Make her like a priestess or a shaman. I would see the Yuan-Ti having more of a priestess structure than a shaman type structure for their magic. Okay. And what the hell? Okay, let's do the blue dress. Because it's already 9:08, which means I'm getting close to the 2-hour mark streaming for a work night. The devil in a blue dress. We're going for Xanathar blue. Let me put my arm back there and shake that shit up a little bit. Oh, somebody throwing some stuff in chat. Oh, Drexus, hey man. Haven't seen you in a while. And I missed you streaming the other night. I think it was one of the nights I actually went to bed early. Tuesday night. I don't know. My days have all run together. Oh, I'm going to need to stab something sharp into the blue. Where are thumbtacks? There we go. Now let's get some Xanathar blue out and do this chick's dress. Oh yeah, I like this blue. Okay, let's do this. paint everywhere but around the skull. I'm going to do it last. Oh, this brush was a shit choice. Next! Well, I'm going to have to fix around her boots. I can see that already. And I'm going to have to fix around her instrument, where I got ham-fisted with the paint on this brush. But I like that. I guess if I get it down here in the light, you can see it better, huh? Alright, let's try to do a bit better job on the second one. Okay, not quite as a hatchet job. Fix around her boots just ever so slightly. Touch up around the boots on the other one. Yes. Like a spot I slopped blue paint on. And then I have like a whole inside of her boot on this side that didn't get any paint at all. Oh, there goes my bedtime reminder. Okay. There's a touch of blue paint right there that needs to be covered. Alright. Back of her arm I didn't get crazy with. The skull needs a little touch of skeleton bone where I got some blue on it. Got a little excessive. check the other one. Yeah, his chin's got a little blue on it. On the top of his head. Decontaminate my brush here. Back of her arm has got a little blob of blue on it that needs to be touched. Okay, that's fixed. And then her instrument, I've got just a slight amount of blue on it. There, I'm just going to dumb it down a little bit. I think she looks good, skull and all. Alright, let's double check the other one. Too much overpaint of the flesh there. Alright, I think she is golden. Alright, so we've got those two done. We got these two done. Did I get his tongue? Yeah, I got his tongue too. And these dudes done. Now, I did not do the green on the snake. So, let's see what we can do about one of these, huh? We have Green Flame, Treant Green, and that paint pan is full because I've used it a lot. I want to get this one of these snakes done, if I can. Let's see how it's going to look. For this, I think I want to use the nib. Now, we want to use a brush for this. Where is a short fine point? So the snake is coiled around the spear. Okay, I think we're going with that. All right. Let's see what we can do with this other one. Starting with the head of the snake, which is right behind the blade. So it looks like the blade is protruding from the snake's mouth, right? It's taken the time to do the details I can do. I mean, yeah, like the disaster with the Wraith earlier. Yeah, I know my limitations. I'm going to stop myself. But like this, I should be able to do this and make this look good. So, we got that on there. All right, I am content with that. I hope y'all can see that green on there. I think with that, we're going to wrap up the stream for the night. I will be streaming, well, I may or may not be streaming Saturday evening. Normal time is 7:30, but we'll see what's going on with kiddos and go from there. Appreciate all y'all for hanging out tonight with me while I paint. Oh, by the way, here's the reference cards for the Malisons that I did the other day. These dudes, I did a little bit different color scheme. And then my Spear Warriors tonight are a little different from theirs. I do need to do their foundations. I do like the chick with the black hair and the blue dress. Theirs was a little more conservative, I guess, but not me, not tonight, not for my snake people. Let's see, what do I have left to paint? I have 6 elves sitting here, and then I have a green hag and a night hag. The green hag is obviously green with silvery hair. The night hag is purple, looking like a Rita Repulsa / Power Rangers motherfucker. For those of you old enough to remember that TV show. And if not, well, you can go to YouTube and check it out. So with 8 minis left to paint, I might can do one more session and get them all done in a single session. At least that would kind of be my goal. But anyways, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate the 2 new followers. That's always good to see. It means we're growing. And enjoyed chatting with y'all, and see you all in a few days. I'm going to flip to the end screen and run the music for a little while. And while it's running, I'm going to go clean up my messes. So appreciate it, and see y'all next time.